Okay, so I'm going to go to another question that typically comes up: how to pivot. Finding new problems at the pre-seed stage. How to pivot. Here's the big problem with pivoting. When you have to pivot, you got to go and basically start from scratch and find a problem. It is very difficult to take your solution and pivot it into a problem that then fits. Sometimes you can do that. And that's where a lot of times I see these stories. Like if you watch HBO Silicon Valley, they went from a music recognition app to an algorithm. And they said, here, we're going to pivot. And it was this big thing. They won TechCrunch Disrupt and all that crazy stuff. And I get it. And it's glorious, but it's not reality in terms of it rarely works. And that's the reason that it's a show, right? Silicon Valley is a show. Typically, what happens if founders went and they created a solution and it's not getting product market fit, you have to go through the motion and say, what other problem can our solution solve? And now you're behind the eight ball. When you should be starting with a problem, I see a problem and I'm going to research how I think I can solve it. If you do that right, there really is no pivoting necessary, because it's just maybe the problem doesn't need to be solved, or maybe there are other factors. You couldn't raise money or the market didn't want that, but you've built something, and that's why I use MVPs to solve that problem. But if you want to pivot after that, you got to take your product and you have to get rid of the problem that you were trying to solve before, say it didn't work. And a pivot could be an iteration. It could be a degree of pivoting and say, we're going to pivot to a new market. So that's how you want to do this. You want to start with your pivot like this. You say, okay, we're pointing this way and it didn't work. And then you want to slowly do it degree by degree. Can we change our target market? Should we change our pricing, our messaging, et cetera? And a full pivot is, do we solve a problem that we weren't even looking at and we're basically starting from scratch, trying to salvage what we have going on? It rarely works. I have tried over and over again where I made the mistake of creating a solution looking for a problem. It rarely works, but that's how you pivot, in degrees, a little bit at a time, starting with iterations, but eventually getting to a point where does our current solution solve a different problem that we're not seeing? That's how you pivot. Next question. Like I said, if you have questions based on what I'm talking about, let me know and I can answer them for you.